This is the city. Notice the tall buildings that stretch to the sky, the cars that whisk down the streets with bright colors, the stores with colorful signs and letters that tell us what's for sale, the traffic lights giving directions with red, yellow, and green changing lights, and the wonderful smell of all kinds of foods and treats begging for someone to buy them. On the top floor of the short white building on the left lives a kid named Christopher. Christopher loves his big city neighborhood. He can't imagine living in a small town. He would miss the sounds, the sights, and the yummy smells. He would miss all the interesting strangers he's met and made friends with. He'd miss all the fun things that happen, especially the things that happen right in front of his apartment building. No way! Christopher is an explorer, and his city is perfect for adventures. Christopher suddenly runs out of his bedroom, past his mom and dad, who are finishing breakfast, yelling, "See you later!" He saw something amazing out of his bedroom window and needed a closer look. A street performer stands on the street juggling colorful pins. Sometimes he uses both hands, then he switches to one hand and back to two again. Christopher watches, amazed and mesmerized by the performer's skill. He claps his hands together, applauding and cheering for the performer's final trick. Christopher reaches into his pocket and pulls out a few coins from his weekly allowance. He drops the coins into the performer's hat. Christopher had watched his mom and dad do this as a thank you to the street performers who entertain the world for free. The performer smiles, nodding his head to say thanks back to Christopher. Christopher continues down the street, skipping and smiling. He thinks to himself, I love this city. He passes Mr. Waverly's nephew, Dennis, trying desperately to hold on to a colorful batch of balloons that are dancing in the wind. Just as Christopher turns to offer his help, the balloons broke free. It was an awesome sight to see. They looked like hot air balloons off to undiscovered places. Christopher points at Dennis. Dennis points at Christopher. The boys fall out in laughter at the unfortunate but funny scene. Mr. Waverly thought the whole thing was funny too. He joked, "At least Dennis didn't fly away too," as he handed Christopher a red balloon. He skips down the street again, the red balloon bobbing beside him. He sees Megan, his friend from kindergarten. She asks, "Can I have your balloon?" Christopher pauses to think about it. He agrees, as long as she has something cool to swap with him. Megan tosses him a mini basketball. Christopher is excited. He hands Megan the balloon string, throws the ball in the air, and continues walking and smiling. Megan is smiling too. Each time he throws the ball up high and catches it, a wide grin spreads across his face. Christopher stops. "What's that delicious smell?" he says to no one. He clutches the ball tightly, slips it into his pocket as his eyes and nose scan the busy streets. He is frozen in front of the bakery, his eyes widening at the tempting display of treats. "Yowza!" he says, his mouth now watering. Christopher goes inside, his eyes wide with wonder at all the different sizes, colors, and flavors of treats for sale. He notices the shapes of the different sweets: circles, triangles, rectangles, and squares. "Shapes are everywhere," Christopher says, his voice filled with delight. The baker smiles warmly, pleased that he noticed. "What shape will you choose today?" she asks. Christopher chooses the round cake on a stick with the chocolate icing and rainbow sprinkles. It was so good that he finished it before he got to the park. He enters the park. He can hear kids laughing and playing together. He thought about where to play first. Christopher heads for the swings, slides, and jungle gyms, all his favorites. It's funny how he never noticed that the jungle gym is a complicated tangle of shapes and forms. "Shapes are everywhere," he screams, hanging upside down. Christopher jumps to his feet. He sees a building with letters on it. M-U-S-E-U-M. Museum! He shouts and runs up the wide steps that lead to the big doors. Once inside, he wanders through the art museum, enjoying the cool air and the amazing creations. He stops in one room and realizes he has seen some of these paintings in the art books his parents have at home. He wonders to himself, is this famous art? As he turns to leave, he thinks to himself, squares. Always squares. I'm going to create art and put it in an octagon or a triangle frame, he giggles. Christopher leaves the museum, surprised that it is now dark outside. He stands mesmerized by how the lights glow and create shadows that make the city look even more magical. Christopher arrives home safely. He eagerly tells his parents about his adventures. They are happy he had a great day and are proud of the things he saw, learned, and remembered. He looks around his bedroom with a smile, noticing every window, door, bookcase, and desk is a shape. Even his favorite toys had shapes. Round heads, oval bodies, rectangle robots, and octagons on fire trucks. Shapes are everywhere, he thought out loud again. Yawning, he said softly, it's like a shape parade, as he drifted off to sleep. In his dream, Christopher leads a parade down the middle of his block with all his neighbors, family, and friends joining in. Shapes are everywhere, he screams as buildings, windows, car tires, street signs, headlights, even people shapes danced in his head. Can you find the shapes that are all around you?